All right, we are off and running.
All right, good luck, the runners. Coming up.
I think Khanster had a mishap on his timer. We may need a restart here.
They did still started at the same time. We may do like on Lezaki's race, I believe, with Terra, where Lezaki just hide his timer. Yep. So we'll go with Madu.
Okay,
timers.
that'll work. Okay, that'll work. I just wonder if our streams are synced up. At least by time, I think they are. They look good. Alrighty. Anyway, moving on.
Yep.
Both of them get to the X section, no problem.
Where we got to play as 0. Pretty straightforward. There's that gap jump that player tries to go for. I think Madu got it.
Both of them getting hung up on the climb here a little bit.
For this boss fight, pretty easy to do. You release one buster charge you have built up, and then a saber, and the fight is already done.
Oh, Khanster had the wrong splits up. That's what he said in the race channel. Both of them going for the left wall strats. Interesting.
Saving the frames.
So both of these players want to hit Mo here with this full charge shot that they have stored up, provided that Mo doesn't fist him right at the start. Unfortunately, Khanster gets fisted, but he didn't release the charge during the knockback, so he didn't lose the charge.
And when you get the knockback and you're not releasing the shot, you're able to build the charge a little longer to do a gold charge, a gold shot. Since you need to do 2 gold shot and 1 green shot, 8 green shot, it's just working their way.
Yeah, it depends if you take damage at all. You'll shoot the gold shot early. Oh, Khanster's 0 goes into the hole, so he loses just a few frames.
So the first stage you're going in is Buffalo, where we meet the ice physics for the first and only time in this run. Pretty interesting physics where you build a lot of speed by dashing and jumping on it. You can also do some slop jump by just switching a control, like left, right, and you jump, instead of having to do that on a slop like in the other version of the game. Coming out there's that climb with the ladder. They're gonna try to get into the gap, because if they don't, that purple guy there will have shoot them. Not that much of a deal, but still a time loss for getting into the gap. There's a reason why we are going for Buffalo first. We get to the capsule that will give you the dash upgrade, which allow you to do air dash and up dash. Up dash are pretty interesting in this game. Kind of a bit shady or on the side, but it helps a lot in the movement later in the stages.
Khanster's time is hidden because when he started the race, he had on the wrong splits. So when he finishes the race, I don't think it'll be correct. So we're just going by Madu's time as a reference. Madu had a little trouble with the CFO strat, but manages to do okay with it. Khanster's just taking the easy route, just stand in front of him, jump at just the right time, and then fire the charge shot.
Not a bad choice. It's a lot easier to do, and you're losing maybe 3 up to 4 seconds over making a perfect CFO, I believe.
2.5.
2.5. Well,
Yeah.
so. And if you miss the CFO strat, you can end up losing a lot more than that. So if you're not confident about it, just go with the jumping. So for Seahorse stage, a lot of vertical movement where you're gonna see some use of the up dash. The reason why the runners are jumping in that section that still have no obstacle is just because the water on the ground kind of slow you down just a little bit, so they are trying to optimize their movement for that section.
Yeah, there are times where you want to be constantly in the air, and then there's times where you want to be on the ground. This is one of those times where you want to be off the ground as much as possible. Khanster had a little slip there, manages to make it up, not too far behind. Khanster's actually electing to pick up a safety heart. That may prove beneficial for him in the long run. He will be able to take 2 hits on the in-game bosses that deal 8 HP of damage on contact instead of only 1.
That can be a lifesaver for sure.
So if Madu doesn't pick up any safeties, which I don't believe he will, if Madu inadvertently dies, that could bring Khanster back into the race. Oh boy.
Really clean climb right there. That's as good as it can get.
Yeah, that's pretty good Seahorse time going into the first door. So for Seahorse, you want to hit him in the air with the ice. Then while he's stunned on the ground, you're going to mash the ice in a little bit, and then let him actually jump out of the stun, and then repeat the cycle. And that's how you exploit the non-existent iframes when he is stunned on the ground like that. Uh-oh, Khanster needs to be careful.
Alright, he's fine.
Okay, he managed to get a couple of lucky health drops, but he's sacrificing a lot of time just to not die. But he can still die on the Seahorse fight, but hopefully that won't be the case.
For X3, when you're starting to run it, especially, you want to go as fast as possible, but you're gonna save a lot more time by just not dying. So that was still a wise choice, because I would have pulled him way far back, and he would have need to fight the mini boss again. A lot of things could have happened, but he managed to go over that.
So Khanster looks like he's about 40-some seconds behind Madu at this point. So the basic premise of the Tunnel Rhino stage: get through the corridors quickly and don't take any damage if you can help it, because you'll have to deboost on the Hell Crusher mini boss. And hopefully Bit doesn't show up here, otherwise you'll have to do that fight well also. And unfortunately for Madu, Bit shows up in Rhino.
Always in Rhino.
There's a 50-50 chance Bit will show up in each of these Bit and Bite rooms for the next 3 stages that you go through, until you actually face him and defeat him. Once though Bit shows up in a room, if you die during the fight, he'll always show up in that room until you get by him. So but if you don't fight him in the Bit Bite room, in the halfway checkpoint is before the room, and you somehow have to replay from the midpoint, he can still show up. So he may not show up the first time you go through, but if you die and have to replay and go through the room a second time, he can actually show up again. So it's basically a 50-50 that he'll show up until he actually shows up, or, you know, you get by him. Khanster also has to deal with Bit and Rhino.
That was a nice minibus fight.
It was actually good that Khanster took damage from the body and not the projectiles there, because those projectiles deal a lot of damage.
Taking that safety held, because as we mentioned and as Madu showed us earlier, we're gonna need to deboost for the mini boss coming up for Khanster.
Madu fighting Rhino. It's basically hit him with the full charge buster shot and then finish him off with acid. Madu gets 2 rainbow charges. That's usually what you get every time if you do the fight correctly. You can get lucky and he can just stop his charge midway through the room and just try to fake you out. That's what you want when he reaches the critical HP. Okay, so both players have fought Bit and Rhino, so keeping track of who's ahead and by how much will be a little bit easier than if they fought Bit in separate stages.
Both getting through a Rhino stage without dying, which is a good thing. One of the hardest stage. So coming on Madu's side, that mini boss has a ton of HP, but Ice does so much damage that 5 shot and it's over.
Yeah. Khanster gets through Rhino, no problem. Madu got through the gap but couldn't jump out of it. That can be a thing too. X's hitbox, I think, is a little bit skinnier than Zero, so if he actually gets through a gap in the ladder, at the top of the ladder well, I think there's a couple of pixel windows that X is perfectly inside the ladder well, and he's not even within the 7-pixel window that you can jump out of, because it happens to me a lot when I play this game, and for some reason he doesn't jump out of the gap.
I didn't know about that. So for Tiger's boss, we want no charge if possible, and the best RNG is what Madu's getting right now, which allows us to do 2 lemon shot, because his right iframe reset when he's doing an action, and we can that way just keep mashing and get 2 damage and then charge up and shoot it at him.
Oh, Madu blew away 2 full charge shots already.
That's unfortunate.
He inadvertently shot him into the wall. Oh, he gets 1 charge. That's not bad.
The bad thing about the charge is that Tiger becomes invincible, so we have to wait until he's done, and he could always start doing another one right after, so we only get 1 lemon shot at him, because we cannot do a charge shot after he's done doing that move, because he will block it anyway. So we want him to, as possible, avoid doing that a couple of times in a row.
Madu heading into Catfish, probably the most technically demanding climbing stage in the game.
Nice.
I can't ever do that strat.
Same. Bad left wall action is pretty hard on the movement, and you use the drill ability, which cancel the iframe on the monster, and also delay the action. So that's why they were not shooting anything at him when he was straight, straight in front of them.
Yeah, the drill disables the enemy hitbox for about 20 frames, and it also stalls their attack animation for that amount period. So, yeah, you use the drill to basically keep it from not shooting the missile that would shoot you down. Madu coming up on the Catfish fight. So the aim of the Catfish fight is keep hitting him with the full Buster Charge shots until he's below half health, and then once he starts his attack cycle under half health, he'll go straight to the middle of the room and start his desperation phase, which at that point, he's going to be forced to finish off the Catfish with the drills. But Catfish can, depending on your position in relation to him, so if you're constantly in front of Catfish, he can keep jumping after going in below half health, and the more he jumps, then he's not going into the desperation phase, which means you can hit him with charge shots for even longer a period of time. Because the drills are about 3 seconds apart every time you hit him with them. As you see, Catfish decided not to cooperate. Oh, okay, Catfish almost killed Madu there.
That was a close call.
Yeah, that was close. So he got back away from that electric shot, from that electric shield.
Unfortunately, he released a green shot in the process, so that would make him do an extra drill.
Yeah, every drill beyond the first is a 3-second time loss, so you want to cut down as many drills as possible, if you can. But what Catfish does after going below half health is strictly RNG if you position yourself correctly.
Could do it perfectly and still get a 5 drills or 6 drill, because that's just pretty probably 5 drills if you do it perfectly, even if the RNG are bad.
Yeah, good. Bad RNG and typical execution does result in a 5 drill on average. So Madu is starting the crawfish stage. So now for the last 3 stages, we could see Bite appear in those empty boss rooms. And the same chances for them to appear apply. Until you face them, it's a 50-50 shot that they will appear in the stage. And Madu does not get crawfish in, or Bite and crawfish. Khanster starting the crawfish fight. Madu using the Triad Thunder as a shield while he's climbing up this this shaft, because this debris can fall, and as you saw, Madu did get hit by a falling piece of debris, which if you're out in the middle of the climbing shaft and you get knocked with one in the middle of the space, you'll fall down quite a bit. Khanster is going to get a 4 drill, which is actually pretty good, better than average.
With the spoiler in the chat.
Well, once I see the first drill and you see how many hit points are left on Catfish, that tells you exactly how many drills he'll get. So for Val here, both phases, his weakness is the Ray Splasher, but for phase 1, he's going to hit the armor with 4 charge shots, and then the remainder of the hits are going to be dealt with Ray Splasher. You have to kill Val on the very last hit with the Ray Splasher, because that gives you the different Doppler 2 stage necessary to acquire the Z-Saber. So, unlike Bit and Bite, where you just want to fight them and scare them off, you actually want to destroy Val in any percent. see if Khanster gets bite in crawfish, and he does. So for the bite fight, you're going to see Khanster, after shooting a lemon, he's going to try to place some drills to where each drill will hit bite for 4 times, and then the drill is just going to destroy itself after the 4th hit. And then, with any luck, Khanster, when the last drill is done, he'll have 1 HP left, and then he just go right to Buster. There is a no-pause strat, but it requires specific drill placements to do. And good movement at the very end of the fight to get the no-pause. So it appears that Khanster's going to make up ground a little bit. Well, no, he's got to fight Val still. But Madu still has to face Bite.
So we will see once Madu has fight him as well. To see how the lead is going.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. You don't have the if you don't have the Tri-Thunder out when you're out over the lip of that ledge like that, you could get sniped, and that's exactly what happened. A dumb mechanic with this game is that you can fire during a horizontal dash, but during an up dash, you are unable to fire a shot of any kind, which is very, very stupid. Because in that particular scenario, you want to fire a triad and then do an up dash while the triad is active, so it protects you while you're trying to get around that ledge. But Khanster didn't have it out, so he ended up taking a hit.
You can start doing the strat on Vi by using the up dash. It's a lot safer, but you have to be careful because you can also cancel your Ray Splasher by doing so. And if you do when he's without hitting him, you may run out at the end of the fight. But it seems like went pretty well on his side.
Yeah, actually, when he shoots the Ray Splasher, he's already dealt the damage, so you just up dash to cancel it, and it just gets out of the way of the mech punch. Khanster manages to kill Val, no problems. Madu does not get bite in Gravity Beetle, so it is guaranteed that he will show up in the last Maverick. So you see, well, we're not going to see it from Madu, I don't think. Yeah, right here at the very end, you see he fires the spinning blade, and then he up dashes, so that way the spinning blade will stop the missile from shooting him down. Because the red HUD gunners, when they fire that missile, it actually tracks you. So if that missile's coming your way, and you're actually above the parallel line that the missile shoots out normally, it'll actually come up and try to hit you.
Yes, and as Justin mentioned earlier, when you're doing an up dash, during the animation you cannot shoot. That's the reason why they have to shoot it before doing the up dash.
So just like Rhino, the Beetle fight is very, very simple. Shoot him with a full charge shot and then 10 hits with his true weakness weapon. You can't speed up this fight any faster, I don't think. I don't even think a CFO strat can be like utilized and saves time. I mean, it's.
I think in the test there's something like that, but he used kind of an up dash to cancel the Ray Splasher to be able to be charging up the shot right after, or something similar to that, to make the CFOs. No,
I don't know.
I heard something like that.
That's probably what you're probably thinking is the Hundo task that does that, but this isn't Hundo.
Oh, you're right. And you cannot charge until you have pulled the weapon away.
Khanster manages to get through Crawfish. Madu taking it very easy, using the up dash strat to get up the elevator shaft there. and he's coming up on the Shuriken fight. Takes 6 acid shots, and as soon as the Shuriken gets hit, it's gonna flash, and then the Shuriken's also gonna jump until it starts moving. As you see, Madu got a quick hit, and the Shuriken didn't do anything. Once the Ninja Star is actually rolling, that's when it jumps when it's hit. But once it's stationary, it's not gonna do anything. As you see, Madu's using dash shots to take out those enemies. Having charge shot lags the game just a little bit. So here, Madu is actually forced to face Bite now. So Madu is standing in a particular spot. Once the first drill destroys, he's going to shoot the next, so that Bite's going to run into it, and he's going to get 4 hits off of it. And then here at the very end, he's actually going to overlap 2 drills, so when the last one deals the last hit and destroys, he can actually swap to Buster, and that's the no pause strat. That saves you about 2 seconds of going actually to the pause menu to go to Buster. And now Madu is coming up on the Blast Hornet fight. Typically, you use the True Weakness weapon if you have it to deal the damage to the boss. But in this particular case, you're going to see him swap to the Spinning Blade after he shoots his charge shot. And that's because you can deal damage with the Spinning Blade much faster than you can with the Gravity Well, even though the damage is 2 hits less per weapon use. As you see, he's able to hit Hornet very, very quickly, one shot after the other. Whereas the Gravity Well, when you fire it, it'll deal 4 damage, but the Gravity Well stays out so long after the damage is dealt, it's not even worth using.
It's a nice safe strat when you're getting to really low HP and you're not confident to your skill to using the D-Blade. But for these runners, it's nothing really too big to talk about, so they are probably both of them going to use that.
So Khanster and Madu are exactly 1 stage apart, so that translates to roughly a 3.5 minute time gap, I think. Actually, it's probably about 3 minutes, I want to say, because both of them have fought Bite, and if you finish Blast Hornet and you have to fight Bite, it's typically a 3.5 minute stage.
Finishing the 8 Mavericks under 28 minutes is pretty fast, in my opinion.
Madu gets the acid gap shot. As you see there, the parasitic bombs kind of works just like the drill, but it permanently disables the hitbox, and you can just dash right through them. So it is superior to the drill, but we just got the parasitic bomb from Blast Hornet. But you have to face Beetle before Hornet in the route for reasons that we should have explained. Well, we can explain it here in the Khanster side. Right after Khanster crosses these 3 hangars, there's a big open gap. If you go to Blast Hornet before Gravity Beetle, there's actually a big plane that actually spawns and drops crates that you have to destroy before you can even progress. And that's about a whole minute loss if you have to deal with that. So that's why you go to Beetle before Hornet.
Isn't that even more than that?
It could be more. It's usually a minute, though.
I remember playing it one time because I was just messing around with the game, and I never saw that plane before.
But in every category of X3, you always go to Beetle before Hornet. Every major category, that is. So
yeah, like I said, I was just messing around.
So Madu is coming up on the God Card Machine fight. He does have more than 8 HP, so he is able to take 1 hit should he need to take damage. If he gets grabbed, he's dead, because he does not have a sub tank and he does not have a heart tank.
And
So-
if you get grabbed on the first hand that come out, you're gonna get dealt 18 damage. So even I think Khanster you grabbed too hard, I believe. Not sure.
No, you need 3.
It deals 18 damage. If you grab 2, you have 20.
Oh yeah, that's right.
If you are at full HP.
I thought the hands were. I thought the hands dealt 8. I could be wrong, but I think it's. I know the fist.
6.
The fist at the end deals 6 for sure.
It's 6 by hit, if I recall.
Madu starting Doppler 2. This is probably the scariest stage in the run.
Just blazing it.
Yeah, you got to get around all the Victoroids. They deal 8 HP. The lasers deal 4. And you have to have a lot of HP for the elevator skip coming up.
So after the mosquito fight, there's the way of facing him. You can either release a shot like Madu did and finish him with a saber really quickly. Excuse me. You can also just wait for him to dash to the ground and manage to avoid him. Do a saber and just shoot a couple of lemon. It's really up to you. On Khanster's side, we didn't talk about that mini boss, the Rex 2000, I believe. Normally, you came in with a gold charge that you release at the start of the fight, and then you're gonna do a D boost over him and shoot 2 highs. Because on the cutscene there, when you kill him, X is going to walk up to 0, like you're saying right there. But if you're in front of the Rex, he's gonna walk all the way through. That's why we're taking a D boost to get through.
Madu slipped at the start of the Ellie skip and had to go back and respawn the snail, but manages to get through on the second go around. Khanster uses the ice to guarantee a health drop and manages to get full HP. So he's able to take, well, he was able to take 2 hits. Now he took that damage, so he's unable to. Madu finishes off the Volt Corrego with the 2 sabers. As you see, the saber is very overpowered weapon. Once you get it, it deals 16 HP of damage. So 2 saber every boss to the end. Ooh. Khanster almost got grabbed. He's dead.
He has a sub tank. He got a sub tank.
He does?
He picked one.
Okay. I didn't notice that he picked one up.
He picked the one in Rhino.
I did not notice that he picked it up. I wasn't paying attention. All right, well,
saved it.
That's how you bail out of getting grabbed. You gotta have you take the 2 hits and then you sub tank before the 3rd. So as you see on Madu's side, gets a good Hornet pattern. So you, just like the first fight, you can get a quick kill with the Seahorse fight. You shoot the ice and then you swap off of it while you're charging, because the saber grants you the ability to charge while you're on a special weapon. So while you're charging, you can swap to Buster, and then once you reach the gold charge, you let the charge go and then quickly mash out the saber behind it during the vulnerability period that Seahorse has. And the saber will deal 16 HP per frame.
And it does allow you to charge up on any weapon, but you can, even if you release, you're just gonna have the regular weapon.
Yeah.
You don't have the Buster upgrade.
Neat little fact, not all weapons, like if you charge up for while you're on the special weapon and then you release the special weapon while with the charge, you won't get a weapon for some of the weapons. Like Yeah, like I think Gravity Well, if you release that charge, you won't get a Gravity Well. I think Ray Splasher, you don't get a weapon shot. For Drill, you do, and I think for Ice, you do, and I think for Acid, you do. But not every weapon. Like you can release the charge, and then you'll get a weapon. Oh, Khanster chickened out there. I don't know why. He was fine.
I think he was trying to get some HP for safety, which kind of paid off.
See, now Khanster has to get HP before he can even start the climb.
He did take a considerable amount of damage on that red guy, though, so maybe that was a good call. I don't know how low on HP he was.
He was exactly at half, and that's not really safe to do the climb. Ooh, Khanster almost died getting right next to the spikes.
Good.
Oh. Well,
that's the most frustrating one to miss.
As you see, Madu is hitting each of the bosses while turning away from them, and that's because the saber is active as soon as he pulls the saber out. So it's a few frames faster if you kill them while facing away, but you have to be up close to do it, obviously. And unfortunately, Khanster died, and it looks like he game overed.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't? Okay, now I see. Okay, he's on the second half still. I think that was Khanster's first death, actually.
Yeah, that was, so it's still safe.
Alright, Khanster's up there now.
Well done. Easy every second time. That was his word.
Okay, Madu's heading into the Tiger refight. You want Tiger to be in the air, either at the start or when he on the next second attack. Okay, that's kind of bad. We're looking for another airborne. Nope. Oh! Madu threw the saber a little early there. Tiger was still in the block animation. So, just like, yeah, the saber also counts as a charge shot, so Tiger can block that if you throw the saber at the wrong time. But the charge shot is supposed to bait the block, but Madu just threw the saber a little early there.
It's a little low on HP. I don't know how many damage you need for the quick kill.
You need to have at least 7, because you're going to take a hit off of the projectile that Doppler shoots out once he puts his regeneration field away. That deals 6. But then you need to hit the saber right after, because if you don't, you're going to take another hit and you're dead. So Madu gets the quick kill on Doppler. It looks like he's on 44x pace right here. Khanster's just doing the typical, traditional Frost Shield quick kill with Seahorse. Madu's going for the Saber Gap Jump, gets it.
I'd say I'm a huge fan of this map, but we gonna make it work.
Trouble with the climb.
For Captain America, you just avoid the fireball patterns, and then...
Oh!
Oh, no! Madu was trying to go for a quick kill there as Sigma jumps up, but didn't quite get it. So Madu has to go again.
The thing when dying on the final fight is that you're gonna have to go through the text box every single time.
Yeah, there's no continue points or anything. That's the risk of not picking up a safety heart or anything. That can happen. Oh, he went for the quick kill, but I believe when you fire the second charge shot, if it's still on screen at any bit, even the little sprites that come out behind the Buster shot, if they're any on like in the frame of the screen, your saber won't come out until it's all gone. And I think when he jumped to go for the saber throw, the saber didn't come out because it was still a Buster fragment somewhere.
He did manage to avoid the fireball though.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh man, I was afraid of that. Oh
The
man,
mine
that is unfortunate for Madu. Like, and the missiles came out one at a time. If they came out all at once, that probably was GG for on Madu's side. But there was one at a time, and it's hard to avoid all the missiles. And plus, the mine came out from that left side also, and that's just that's unavoidable. Like, you're dead. There is no escape if you get the unblockable.
Because even if we are right under Kaiser and we are not getting hit, the hitbox for the ends extend over his body. So
okay, Madu is kind of getting anxious. I don't know if he knows Khanster's still a bit behind.
I don't know if he knew about the fact that Captain America was going to throw his shield because he shoot a lemon at him. Because Captain America is going to shoot his shield when he go under 16 HP, I believe.
Now, Madu can still die to Sigma. He doesn't have an extra hit to give.
Can still take the safe way around and go behind him to have more room, or try to go for.
Yeah, he's playing it safe now. He's not messing around. He's tired of this nonsense from Big Sig. Oh no, he missed. That's fine.
Was that an invincible saber?
I don't know. Oh, I don't think so. I think I saw the saber. I think he just let go of his jump too soon, and he just dropped below the hitbox of the head. So Madu has to take a game over. He's gonna have to regroup. He's gotta just not worry about if Khanster's up on his heels, which, as we can see, you know, Khanster's still got the Doppler fight. He needs to just buckle down, don't mess around with this guy, and just kill him. There you go. There you go, Madu. That's how you do it. One thing that I do notice, like some of the runners do, they'll wait till Sigma lands, like the Big Sig, they'll wait till they land on the left side before they hit him with the first saber. If you notice any of my runs, I hit him in the air while he's on the way over. That gives you a little bit more time to get that second saber on him before you have to be forced to take the hit. Okay, there we go. Madu manages to get that first saber in, and then he's got time to charge up the for the second one. All right, Madu's going to take the win here, but I know he had a 40 in the bag. So Khanster is just now starting the final stage.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like Madu is going to finish with a race spot time of 44:30. Khanster was wanting to get that gap jump, but the gap jump, but
sometimes it just doesn't work.
He just needs to not worry about that. Just you go on. I think he knows Madu is finished already. There you go, Khan. That's how you do it. Good job.
It was a clean fight.
Yeah, good fight. And he's got 2 hits to give. With the benefit of having that heart tank and having full HP, he's got 2 hits to give on Big Sig here.
I don't know how many HP he managed to get back into that sub-tank since got Karma Machine. But still, he should have a little bit in it that could help.
He shouldn't need it, though. As long as he doesn't get careless. Yeah, he's good. See? Oh! Okay, he's okay. He's alright. Oh!
That dodge.
Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous.
Oh!
Oh! I'm sad. I'm sad.
That beam there is pretty dangerous. It will do
Well,
deal 1 damage.
He was hoping to hit him with the saber before he fell into the drain beam, but apparently he timed the saber too early.
Fun fact though, that beam he's doing, even if you kill him, you're still gonna take at least 1 or 2 hits from it.
Yeah, he fell. He fell into the wide part of the beam. And that beam, it'll drain your HP. It will not give you knockback or any iframes. It just drains your health. There you go, Khan. There's that fast kill. Now, he doesn't have the sub-tank, but that shouldn't... Hopefully that shouldn't matter this time. In all honesty, the sub-tank didn't matter last time. Because if he let that mine hit him, he'd still have 2 HP, and then maybe that sub tank would have bailed him out a little later. But okay, that mine coming out at the very start, I hate that pattern. He can do that to you if he wants. He'll just start that mine off the left side of his body, and the way it does, it'll code him straight out to the wall, and then once it hits the wall, it's going to come at you. Oh, it's so irritating.
And that mine that came following the wall straight down, that so close to touch X, I was kind of worrying about that one as well.
Get up there, Khan. Get up there. I don't know why Khanster's got the acid. I get okay. He's gonna play around, I guess. Okay, whatever.
Making sure to make the game lag as much as possible. And Khanster finishing with an official time of 48:10. Good luck to both runner.
All right. So with that, Madu advances to the next round, and he will face Nordren.
Khanster asking for an interview. Well, we certainly have some time for that.
Yeah, if he wants to jump in here, go ahead. I don't know if Madu is able to give a post-race interview. So just to update the brackets, once again, in the quarterfinals, it will be Madu versus Nordren and Louise versus Energy Zam. And then on the bottom half of the bracket will be myself versus Laseki, and then Ro will face the winner of the Struthers Baldo match. So with that, I'm going to sign off. And Doys, I'm going to let you take us out. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thanks, Justin.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Khanster. How are you doing?
Oh god, that race was something.
Certainly something. What are your thoughts on your run?
If it wasn't for the initial like me scrambling to get my right splits up, I felt in the beginning it was just like all sorts of ills everywhere.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like you were too much into it, and you managed to keep your cool for the rest of the race. After that kind of behavior with the life split,
I was just like, whatever, let's keep going.
there wasn't a similar event that happened not so long ago, so we knew how to deal with it, and it was perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. So, kind of your motto for that race. I saw you say that twice in the chat. Easy every second time.
Basically, I've learned no matter how much I can practice LE skip or whatever it is, if I mess it up the first time, I'm gonna get it the second time.
I totally get you on that.
Because I don't know. I was practicing LE skip for a good 20 minutes after I did a run earlier today, and I'm like, oh, I should be able to get first time every time, you know?
Yeah. It's all fun what happened.
And then I choked it right at the very end.
That last jump, though, is one of the most annoying one to get, in my opinion.
Compared to my other race where I only went for half LE skip, like right at the very end.
Yes.
And then like when I died, I'm like, okay, it's over. Because like because I think I kind of had the stream up on my phone just listening to it, and I'm like, it's over at this point, because my controller decided to go right instead of up.
Oh yeah, that's often what happened. We have Madu in general, and we'll try to move him around. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, Madu. Congrats on the win.
After that, Kaiser, I don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. We are talking about that on the commentary as well, that you have some fortunate pattern to deal with.
I think at that point, I might have been like right on his tail. I don't know how many times he died.
I died 4 times.
3 times, yep.
3? Oh, okay.
3, I think it was 3. You get a game over, and that was the first time you died. Am I wrong?
Something like that.
So
well,
you go ahead. I think Khanster was about to get into the Sigma stage when Madu finished, and then you died, Khanster, as well. So that's why the gap was bigger between the finishing time. Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, I think all in all, it was, considering how big the gap starting was, it ended up being a lot closer.
If I think about both of your PBs, I think you finished both of you with about the same time as your PB. Fair. About 4 minutes?
Like, the time I actually got on the splits, minus like the plus whatever amount of time, is an old PB of mine, a 47.55.
That was the time on the leaderboard, I think.
The time I actually I haven't submitted to the leaderboards, is a 44.33.
Oh, so yeah, that still finished with about a 4-minute difference. Because I believe Madu has a 30 something?
26.
26 now?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Saturday I lost 10 seconds PB on Kaiser again.
Kaiser is the final boss for a reason.
Oh, actually, Saturday I lost because of the input heater.
The what?
Because I got my jump eaten, so
Yeah, Asian. Yeah.
I missed the first saber, and that is more than 10 seconds of time.
Yeah, the jump getting hit and are quite madness to deal with.
I think my biggest problem with Kaiser is moving too forward and bonking on his hand.
Doesn't he move always the same thing, the same time, same manners? I'm not sure.
My problem is that bomb or mine. Don't know what's that, but it always came on a really bad pattern to me, and I almost all the time I got hit from that, and this time it was really bad time.
Yeah, you mean the missile?
No,
It-
that bomb name.
think
That he
mine?
shot. Mine.
Oh yeah. So, are you thinking the fact that you're gonna face Nordven next, Madu?
I'm just practicing. Try to do my better now.
That would be an interesting race to watch for sure.
So, what was your reaction when I died to Kaiser Sigma on the beam?
Oh, that was quite unfortunate. We're sure you had it in the bag, and we saw you jump to the beam, and we were like, "Oh no!"
You should have seen like my reaction here. Like, I almost
Well-
threw my controller and just walked away.
Don't do that, please.
Yeah, that was like we were talking earlier, hoping that the match would be really close, and it ended up being as close as we kind of expected. I wasn't expecting that it would be this close. I was expecting like him to win by a landslide.
Well, we never know how it will end with X3.
But like, I'm kind of surprised at myself. Because I haven't been practicing this game. That I was able to get gap jumps here and there. You know.
Yeah, that was something as well.
Because like I did a run earlier where I was getting gap jumps left and right.
Still, the gap jump can be kind of tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky.
All right, thanks guys for the race. That was certainly interesting at the end. Kind of getting us on the side of her seat. I think they have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest coming up next. I think that kind of closes it for X3 for today.
Good luck in your upcoming match, Madu.
Thanks.
Good luck. I will certainly try to watch this.
Thank you for the race, Khanster.
Not a problem. I look forward to cutting your PB one day.
I look forward to see that.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks everyone for watching. And coming up next, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. We will have another race coming up for X3 for the first round elimination, and then we will move to the quarterfinal. Stay tuned for that. Thanks.
Later.
Later.